In this video, can you go bashing for less? This is the Punisher 4 from Team Corrali. I've always looked at getting one of these. Finally were able to get my hands on one. We're going to get it out of the box. We're going to test it. We're going to see how good this thing is. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is RoadsideRC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plushing product review videos and how-tos. And I've been, again, watching these Team Corralis because if you want to go big time bashing, let's be honest, Arma kind of has the market covered in a lot of the aspects. But here recently, especially with like US tariffs and things along those lines, we're not going to get into politics, but prices are going up and it's starting to hurt a little bit. One of the kings, bashing kings for a long time has been the Arma Kraton 6S. We're now talking $650. That is a large sum of money. Yeah, you can go about $100 less and you can get the Arma Outcaster Kraton 4S models, which are also really great. You know, $550-ish. And those are great, but it's still $550. So one of the things that kind of caught my eye, Punisher 4S, $420. $420. That's over $200 cheaper than the 6S model, over $100 cheaper than the Arma 4S models. So like, can you go big time bashing for less? Like, so that is what we're here to see. Let's start by getting this thing out of the box. Looks like we have a controller in there. Manual for the controller, manual for the ESC, manual for the truck itself. Awesome. Oh yeah, check that out. Got the wing in the back. We got nice looking body, aggressive kind of muscle car design on it. Tires feel good, 17mm hex. Looks like beefy control arms, big shocks, pillow ball suspension up on the front. Wheelie bar, we'll see if we end up really needing that. Shocks do appear to be plastic with aluminum caps. Big beefy shock shafts on them though, so that is good to see. The wing is held on with an additional wing plate here. That does help these things keep from getting ripped off. I do like wings on my bashers though. They act as kind of additional bumpers for the whole thing. Skid plates up here on top of the body for when it inevitably is on its roof. Very beefy. Look at these skid plates here. Front and rear, highly ribbed big skid plates. These are very important, especially when you're going to be bashing somewhere abrasive like concrete, like a skate park, because if you don't have these, then it immediately wears down to your screw heads. You can't get your front bumpers and stuff off. It's really bad. Look at the beefy control arms, nice aluminum chassis here. Ah, that looks good. With the body off, first thing we notice, the 135 amp ESC 3 and 4S capable. Fan already built in, power button, calibration button, all accessible easily right here, but held in nicely. I like that. Has a little capacitor on it, and it has a XT90, which I love because this is my go-to plug. So I don't have to yank anything off and resolder anything. Battery tray over here, big beefy battery tray, no gimmicks, no nothing. Just some straps to hold it in, which is exactly what we want. I do like it has a little limiter in here. It looks like 2 screws and you can move where that is in order to kind of cinch up your battery. I've already been looking at what batteries I have. It looks like I'm just going to be removing this in order to use the full battery tray to get the maximum amount in there. Nice plate here. This is something used to have on the Arma Outcast. Really like this because if you crash upside down, or maybe I should say when you crash upside down, inevitably you have something to hit instead of it coming down here and hitting, you know, your electronics or something more important. See the little holder up here? This is for your speedometer if you're going to be testing GPS speeds, things along those lines. Built-in little place for it. ESC is coming over here to this beautifully ribbed, you know, finned motor. 2150 kV should provide good power to the truck. Center differential is in here, metal drive shafts. We have their servo here, metal servo horn. How strong is this going to be? I don't know. We're going to need to test it. We do have a tower-to-tower brace up here that these are mounted to. Goes through and attaches to. They're actually 2 separate pieces here, and it connects at that center differential. One of the things you'll notice, a lot of people sometimes complain about this on bashers. I actually have zero issues with it. Fixed turnbuckles for steering, for camber on the rear, for steering adjustment here. I don't care. It's a basher. I'm not looking at aligning it for racing or anything along those lines. Don't care at all. This is what I prefer, is big, one piece, durable, doesn't break. So as long as that's what we have here with these big fixed links, I am a-okay with it. Again, seeing the metal shock caps poking out through here, metal drive shafts, metal diff outdrives, as you would expect for a vehicle of this size and this power. Full metal drive line everywhere, front diff, center diff, rear diff, so that could all be tuned to your driving liking. I'll be honest, the thing, it checks all the boxes. Now, does it perform as we would want it to? Does it do big time bashing? We're going to have to see. So I'm going to be charging up a 3S and a 4S LiPo battery because there's a chance that this thing's a hoot, even just on 3S. But we're going to charge up both of those. We're going to get some ramps out. We're going to give this thing a test. And of course, you need to be able to provide 4 AA batteries in order to power up the controller. Controller is on vehicle. Steering's not the fastest. You can see a little delay there from steering wheel turning to that turning, but it's okay. It's a basher. We do have it in the high speed, so it does have 2 speed functions, a high and a low. We may get a chance to give that a test later. I do have a Goldbat 5000 milliamp 4S LiPo. That's what we're going to start with in here. It fits package-wise beautifully once I take the little battery limiter out. But honestly, it's almost like it's too skinny. The straps are too long, slightly. Not hauled in there by a lot, so I ran the wires through to try to give it a little bit more space. Let's get the body on and get out and have some fun with it. Alright, just feeling it out here quickly. It is all the brakes. Very nice. You can tell kind of the Team Corrali kind of history of racing. You can feel the diffs are a little open for like a hardcore basher. That's of course an easy thing to fix. You can see that there. I would assume kind of be able to pull an easy wheelie. Let's see. Something we can almost immediately tell. Center diff is really, really open. So not pulling the wheelies that we would kind of think it would. Truck rocks back, takes the weight off the front. All the power goes to the front. Front tires balloon up. Rears don't provide power. I would think on a strong 4S battery, this thing should be able to easy wheelie. Another thing I'm noticing here, a little bit of a delay, kind of punch kind of setting here. So there's definitely a little bit of a delay. You give it full throttle, it's not immediately giving you that power, which is also hurting that ability to do wheelies. It'll hurt our ability to do some backflips and stuff like that too. As long as it doesn't hurt our ability for air control while the truck's in the air, we're gonna be good. But good news is I believe that was a tunable item that we saw in the ESC manual, so we'll be able to go in and tune punch very easily. Woohoo! As expected, truck is definitely big enough to be able to handle something like the front yard grass. You know, if this is the kind of terrain that you're going to be bashing in, not a problem at all. I'd say those tires have really good grip out here. It's the right amount of being able to grip but also slide. A quick pit stop, just to see. Been doing a lot of full throttle blasts around in the grass. ESC is literally just outside temperature. It's doing great. Motor's a little warm, but long-term hot weather bashing, you may want to get a fan on it. I'm pretty sure Team Corrali offers one that bolts right on, a heatsink and a fan. Probably a good idea. I'm going to throw this 3S battery in it just to give a comparison of how fast it is. Oh, that's a lot tamer. It can still get some good speed, but you can just feel that the total power just isn't quite there as much. frequently I have like neighborhood kids coming over. I could see handing them it in 3S a whole lot more than 4S. But we didn't start this whole thing by asking, can it drive around in the grass a little bit on 3S and 4S? No. We started this whole thing by, can it do big time bashing at a more budget price? So let's get the ramps out and see what this thing can do. Got the big old CNHL 8000 in there. That's going to provide us a little extra oomph. Nice. Oh, it took it. That was a hard hit. Oh, that was my fault. I hit the brake. Ooh. Ooh. Am I supposed to be replacing the divots? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Dang. After that last jump, it wouldn't run. Well, of course, battery had actually come all the way out and come unplugged, so not a big deal. But why had it come out? The battery strap has actually ripped in half. No big deal. I think I have some spares. We'll swap a new battery strap in there and get right back out. New battery strap is in. Super easy, actually. Just 2 screws at the bottom. Whole tray comes out, and you can swap over the piece. So it's a whole one big electronics tray. Works like a champ. Now we're back in business. There we go. That's backflip time. Oh, that hurt. There we go. Oh, ow, ow. Does it run? It runs. I hit the dang ramp. Oh, that sounded bad. Ooh, it landed it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was way up there. That was so far up there. Oh, it made it. Oh, it barely made it though. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oosh, through the tree. Oh, upside down. Oh, that was front flip. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. Ooh, that does good. Oh, that is beautiful. Back from the testing, and so first things first, has the truck stood up to all that abuse? It took so many hits to the front. I mean, so many hits, and the front bumper is absolutely solid. You can see here where the body has actually folded in a little bit and hit the, what is it underneath there? Yeah, oh, it's the shocks. So the body actually folded in and hit these protective shock caps, but nothing here is loose. Everything is super tight. Steering is still looking good. Nothing's loose up here. Everything's fine. It lived through all of that bashing. The only thing that we've had is the battery strap broke, and that's just kind of a normal kind of wear. It's not a big deal. As far as underneath here, you can see it definitely took some scrapes and hits. That's its job. That chassis slapped on those paver stones a couple times. It is nice and straight, no issues. Yes, it's a little bit scratched up. Yes, it's got a little bit of you know, grass stains and all that on it, but that's just part of life. So far, as near as I can tell, everything on this truck took all that abuse that we threw at it, all those big jumps, everything is completely fine. So the truck is durable, the truck has good speed, it's fun, it's a great basher so far. But nothing's perfect. So in my opinion, here's a couple things that I think need to change on this truck pretty quickly. The first thing is some ESC settings. So I think I would probably increase the punch in order to give it that hit. You know, it just seems like when you hit the throttle, it's definitely ramping the power in versus a quick punch. I may also do the opposite with the brake. The brake seems very strong. I think it's only 50% brake power, but I may actually pull that brake power down just a little bit. It's nice. It helped it do front flips beautifully, but when driving around like on dirt, trying to just fine-tune air control, it seemed like it was really, really harsh. The next thing is we need to come in here and adjust the servo saver. If I hold the wheels straight here, look at that. That servo saver is weak. Now the good news is it's adjustable. There's a little collar down here, and all I got to do is tighten that up. But we're going to have to watch and make sure that it doesn't just keep loosening up. I'm going to continue to watch the motor temperatures as it gets hotter here this summer. A fan is probably going to be in short order. Heatsink plus fan on this motor. Just honestly for longevity. You know, if you overcook a motor, its lifespan is going to be shorter. Get a heatsink on there, get a fan on it, it'll help it live longer. And then lastly is the center diff. So we're going to get that center diff out of there. We're going to put some thicker fluid in it. The manual actually gives all the specs of what's in there from the factory, which is great. And then what we're going to be able to do is, you know, thicken up a little bit, even out that power distribution front and rear. It'll help it do those wheelies. It'll help it do the backflips, make all that just that little bit easier. I always then try to ask myself, who is this vehicle really for? Who's the target audience? Who's going to buy this? And I think, honestly, it's all the folks that just want to have fun but want to save a good chunk of money compared to what you would get when spending for like an Arma or a Traxxas. I used to always be a little bit hesitant for the Team Corrali stuff because there wasn't a lot of really good retailers here within the United States, parts availability, that kind of thing. I was always just a little bit nervous about it. But the good news now is they're actually carried at A-Main Hobbies. Durable, it's fast, it's fun, and you can get parts sourced within the US really easily and at good prices. I don't know why you don't try one, I guess, at the end of the day. So I'm going to leave it here. If you have questions about what I've done or anything bashing, driving, anything that I didn't address in this video, leave them down in the comment section below. If you're interested in this or the Team Corrali lineup in general, I'll have a link to A-Main Hobbies where you can actually pick these up easily. You can look at all the parts availability. You can look at all that kind of stuff there. But this is not the only vehicle that I have reviewed. I have a whole bunch of different vehicles that I've reviewed over the years, and there'll be a playlist popping up over here to your right, all of those different vehicle reviews. So if you're not sure that this is the one for you, then go over there and check some of those out. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.